The Web of Science Core Collection is the world's most respected source of interconnected research information. To understand how we've earned that distinction, you must understand what a true citation index is and how we construct it. Our editorial team is committed to selection policies which ensure including only the best content. Our exacting standards build quality into our solution, quality that is vital to supporting your personal research success. In the 1960s, Dr. Eugene Garfield envisioned how an index of research citations would form a web of science, or even more, a web of scientists, and scholars in the social sciences and arts and humanities. A global network of the world's best research, woven across disciplines, between nations, languages, and terminology, and even spanning time. This web of literature could be carefully curated, capturing the most respected ideas and innovations reported in the research world. Nodes on the web were formed around people and their published ideas. The threads forming connections and navigation routes through this web of scientists were citations, intellectual attributions linking new discoveries with earlier concepts, allowing researchers to blaze new trails from the pioneers and giants of research to new horizons. The explosive growth of the Internet and the evolution of electronic information have propelled the Web of Science Citation Index into a position of leadership, a mission-critical desktop resource used around the world by over 7,000 institutions, containing more than 1 billion citations in over 250 disciplines, linking back to the origins of published research. When competing resources joined the conversation, our commitment to Dr. Garfield's vision for constructing the Web of Science Citation Index remained true and unwavering. Select only the best quality content in each discipline to identify the nodes of people and publications, and thoroughly index and extract the citations and important data from every item in every selected source to establish the pathways and links between them. Let's look more closely at the extensive team of people and processes that build the Web of Science. Our editorial team has always prioritized quality, not quantity. Just like librarians, they capture only the most exceptional sources for all disciplines of research, curating an industry-leading collection of the most critical literature, the only one like it in the world. Not every publication achieves our standards and makes it into the Web of Science Core Collection. In fact, only about 10 to 12% are accepted into our flagship indexes. And we will deselect titles that fail to keep up. Competitors don't exercise this level of selection, introducing uncertainty and unreliability, perhaps even predatory content. Poor quality of critical components creates the weaknesses that cause a solution to underperform or even fail. So our editorial team enforces strict criteria to ensure that only top-quality literature is included in Web of Science. Web of Science Core Collection aggregates and indexes the best published material in more than 250 discipline areas back to 1900. Peer-reviewed, timely, and influential. Subscription, or open access. And we remain on the cutting edge. Each day, our in-region editors are selecting more highly respected and emerging sources from developing research economies and new fields to introduce these materials to a network of 20 million researchers faster. This selection process occurs independent of the publisher, ensuring that the version of the literature you see is an accurate reflection of the scientific landscape, not biased by what someone else wants you to see. Once a source is selected for inclusion in Web of Science, we index it. All of it. Each and every data element is potentially critical for your research process. That's why our indexing team indexes all of the metadata from every item in a selected source, from cover to cover. By capturing every author, indexing every single cited and citing reference, recognizing each collaborating institution, and attributing acknowledgments to funding sources, we make certain that all contributions to the research ecosystem are identified, searchable, and valued at every individual and organizational level. This comprehensiveness illuminates the intersections of ideas and paves the pathways between them. We are acutely aware that omitting an author, an item, an organization, in fact, missing any metadata at all, potentially snaps a connection critical to research and discovery, or vital for individual or institutional credit. And that's why we enforce strict control over the indexing policies for Web of Science core resources. When competing products omit articles or leave out metadata and citations, they are creating roadblocks on your journey. We don't want you to overlook a single pathway that might lead to your greatest achievement. Web of Science is the only true citation destination for uncovering and navigating the relationships between the planet's most important ideas. You don't compromise when pursuing your life's work, and neither do we. Web of Science Core Collection. Highly respected. Editorially selected. Carefully collected. Fully connected.